So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys. Most fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. I hope you guys stay, and I hope these readings resonate with you guys. If you are returning, I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so grateful to all of you guys for subscribing, commenting, sharing, and joining the membership. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate all of your guys' donations, however you guys can support the channel. Purchasing extendeds, however it is that you are engaged, it all matters, and I love you guys so, so much. And today's reading, we're taking a look at the person on your mind, whoever this person may be, and what it is that they're coming to realize or have realized in regards to the connection with you, or just about themselves. Maybe it's about you. It's just their most intense, I guess, realization, or most impactful realization, I should say, that pulls through energetically here. Okay, so if they're having major realizations about themselves, then that's what comes through. If it's major realizations about you, then that's what comes through. But it's realizations nonetheless. I can't control what spirit shows here, meaning sometimes you tap into your own energy. It's all your realizations. Okay, so if you don't want to hear your realizations, go check out another pile, or maybe this isn't your reading. Okay, so however it comes through, is however spirit wants to deliver the message, but the intention is the person on your mind and what are their realizations about the connection, about themselves, about you, whatever is most pressing. Okay, so these are the decks we'll be using, and this will be a pick a card, which we'll get into the picks shortly. So take a look at these decks, screenshot them. If you guys are interested in any of these, I do have a playlist where we do a deck flip through for most of these. I'll link it here if I remember, and then you guys can go check that out if you are interested. And I will get into the picks. I'll see you guys shortly. All right, let's get into the 3 picks, shall we? So do not take words literally, because it's going to be channeled with all of the oracles that we pull for that pile. Okay, so I will pull 3 cards here in regards to the viewers who have tapped into this reading regarding the person they came here about, and what are their most recent realizations that they're having in regards to the connection with the viewer or slash within themselves for the collective spirits. 3 cards. Thank you so much. Option 1, option 2, and option 3. Okay. So if at any point you're already called to one of these, I will put the timestamp below. We'll reveal these shortly. And like I said, do not get too hung up on the words on the card. Okay, use your intuition. If you get stuck, close your eyes, open your eyes, and whichever one draws you in first is most likely the pile calling to you. Okay, and like I said, it could be your own energy. So if that's the case and you don't want to listen about yourself, then go check out another pile. Okay, so for option 1, oops, we have the card of a Mask of Altruism, number 64. Option number 2, we have the Comfort Zone, 56. Everyone's like, that's my person. We are creatures of habit. I just heard, giddy up. Okay, Denying Death, 62. Well, gee. Please, can I have some death, please, over here? I think we all deny death. So anyway, I'm editorializing because I think I'm funny today. These are the 3 piles, beautiful angels, 1, 2, 3. Sit with this energy, and it's absolutely fine to be drawn to multiple piles. Okay, it could be different aspects of yourself, different aspects of the person that you're looking at, passing energy, upcoming energy. Energy does not sit in form. This is why it comes through this way. Okay, I've tapped into some sort of timeline, and we're all on different sort of timelines here. So it is what it is. If you don't resonate, go check out another pile. Don't force it to fit. It's going to be the overall energy in that pile that should make sense to you. And yeah, I'll put the timestamp below and I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1, you guys picked the Mask of Altruism, card 67, and I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these. I asked spirits for pile 1, the person on their mind. What is it that this person is having in regards to a major realization? And whatever area, either about themselves, this connection, or about you specifically, viewer, that will pull through. Okay, and so if you are not sure if this is the right pile and you're kind of needing to use your intuition to do this, obviously you need your intuition to do this, but having troubles connecting to the intuition, I do suggest you sit through this card layout, okay? But if you want to go straight away to the channeled message, you can do that, and I will put the time stamp down below. So we have the Mask of Altruism, card 64. We have this bear, and it looks like it's eating flesh or barfing out blood, one or the other. Alrighty. And then we have Venus with number 4. So we have 10 and 4. 10 is all about completions, ends of cycles, transformation. 10 is Sun, which is realizations, but it's also enlightenment, happiness, joy. It's masculine energy. Okay, Venus is the ruling planet for Taurus and Libra. So it is a planet of love, beauty, physical things. And 4 is all about structure, foundation, problem solving, and stability, planning. Okay. If some of you guys were called to pile 2, that's pulling through here. Okay. I haven't recorded 2, but it's coming through. Alrighty. So we have lover, light attributes, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Shadow attributes, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. That's what this one's about. Okay. 3, being successful. Interesting. This came out for pile 4 in yesterday's reading. So if you resonated with pile 4 of yesterday's reading, this could be your pile and in your shadow most likely, or coming to light maybe. Okay, so 3 is a planet of Venus because it is ruling for Taurus and Libra, which is this that I'm getting, okay? So the veil of ignorance, ego level, being successful, all-consuming ambitions, lack of authenticity, falsehood, workaholic, competitiveness, appearances, valuation. That's what this sort of energy is in the shadow, okay? Solar plexus, so this is type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearing and authenticity. And we have 35 with protection, number 8. 8 is strength and star in the tarot. So that is Leo, Aquarius. 8s are all about movement, change, and attainment, leadership, abundance, goals, manifestations. Okay, so this is protection, sense of honor, supporter, strength, helper, defender, and assistance. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. And we have the card 11. So we have 11, 11. Oh, no, oh my goodness. I swear to God, I thought this was 11. This is 10. Why am I reading 11, 11? I don't know. Some of you guys might be seeing 11, 11, 11 is very spiritual. Okay, it's divine inspiration, synchronicities, and the encouragement to keep going. We have Cancer and Cancer and Gemini Virgo with the Mercury. So Moon in Mercury. Okay. This message is coming through quite clear, but I'm going to lay some tarot and then we're going to channel. For pile number 1, Spirit, what are their recent realizations that they're having? Pile 1's person's recent realizations that they're having, either about pile 1 specifically or about themselves or about this connection. What are their recent realizations? Their major recent realizations that pile 1 needs to be made aware of here. I feel one more. Thank you, Spirit, for that clarity. Okie dokie. Bottom of the deck, the lovers, the lover. So heavy Gemini energy. Okay. I'm also getting some devil just from seeing the 6, because Capricorn energy is coming through here with this 6. So we have 10, which is the 10 swords, 4 swords in reverse. So another 4. Okay, 10 swords. And the Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Sun. So where do we have the Sun? The Sun with the number 10 here. We have 2 10s. Okay, 10s again, completion, end of cycle, transformation. So I'm getting some Scorpio energy. This Sun is in reverse, which could be talking about ego death. Sun is divine masculine energy. Like I said, it's all about maybe awareness, enlightenment. This one is in the shadow. Tower, which is 16. And 4. So another 4. 444 could be an angel number that you're seeing. 44 is a master number. Integrity is a foundation, treating the earth as home and a temple. Manifestation and leadership. Okay, like I said, 4 structure, foundation, stability, planning, material, reality, and problem solving. Here we have Emperor, which is more divine masculine energy. Okie dokie. Under the Lovers, we have the Moon, which is right here. So Cancer energy, this Moon is in reverse. So we have the masculine and feminine both in reverse. Wow, this is very layered. Spirits, I wasn't using a whole bunch of decks because I thought this was going to be a bingo bango and I'm done and I can enjoy the sun. But this is a one that goes on forever, and the reading is 2 hours long, even though it's 3 piles. Okie dokie, let's get to it. Give me a moment, and if you want to go straight away to the reading, you can click on the timestamp. Not feeling the bear over there. What are they aware? Okie dokie. Under that Moon, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Taurus energy. Okay. Okay. Beautiful angels, a lot of you guys might resonate as this being your energy, but you could flip it, flop it, however you see fit. We'll unpack it. If it's not very clear up at the front, it could become very clear by the time we finish this reading. Okay, don't feel obligated to stay here. Only take messages that resonate for you. It's the overall gist of the energy. There might be specifics for certain individuals. Don't take those messages if they're not for you, okay? So this reading, or this energy that I'm tapped into here, I do feel one energy in regards to looking at their own energy. And what they're seeing of themselves is that they have been acting in a certain way that hasn't been conducive to them fulfilling themselves, and having to sort through why they're acting the way that they're acting. And mostly how they're acting here is like selling themselves sort of short for the greater good or keeping peace in some way. So this would be somebody sort of like, this pretty much says it all, you know, like doing what is expected of them because it would be the nicest thing to do. And because other people would expect this person to do that, because it checks off the boxes. It's nice, it's compassionate, it's giving, it's caring, it's all in those sort of more positive areas. But it's not that this person did not want to do those things. I feel like what it means is that it wasn't in line with this person's best interest, because the situation was something that it requires this person to carefully consider the best sort of course of action to fulfill whatever's going on at that point in time for this person. So, for example, if I cannot donate, you know, this is just a real raw example, to the needy, okay, because I don't have a job and I see everyone sort of contributing, and I'm like, ugh, like I'm going to just put my money in this basket, and it's like the loss of the money that I had to buy like bread and food for myself, you know, because other people, they're putting it in there. But it's like, we're not putting the money in there to really like, oh man, I feel so bad, other people are hungry, I'm really just going to put the money in the bag, you know, put the money in the bag for the hungry person. It's like, I'm putting the money in the bag here because there's all these other people and they're all like here doing this, and so I feel sort of pressured to do this. And it's not necessarily the pressure, but it's like in that moment in time, there's a heavy sort of veil And the veil is driven by an interior or ulterior, whatever you want to call it, it's like motive. And that is some pain body inside this person that is louder than, like, for example, if I don't want to be judged by all those neighbors and those people who are donating and they're all standing there and they're all giving, that pain that I have of being seen like I'm cheap or like I can't afford it or like I'm being stingy, that shadow part of me that doesn't want to be seen like that. And then what, then people will forever think I'm stingy. Then people will always think I'm like not giving. Then people will think this. And then I don't want that stigma on me. That pain body, okay, I'm calling it a pain body, whatever. It's an ego nonetheless. It's a shadowy part of myself that is my driving action, because I wasn't giving it just to feed the poor, or donating it to contribute because I was like full of compassion and had no ulterior motive. Here, it's like the shadow was speaking, but this person clearly was in the shadow, so they wouldn't know this. And, they were just sort of there and saying, yeah, but it's also good. And so they cling on to it was good. It was good that I donated. It was good that I put that in there. It's a positive thing that I'm doing this thing. But then they had no bread and no milk or whatever, that night. And I don't know how long this continues. So this could definitely be somebody over giving, over investing, trying to keep the peace. And what are their realizations here? The realizations is, ouch, it hurts when I don't have bread and food, because I am deserving of the bread and food as well. So now this person might be a little bit defensive, and they might be a little bit more on high alert. And I feel like this person hit a breaking point, because maybe every day, like, the person came around with the bag, donations. And so they just kept doing it, and now they're like anorexic. I'm using very strong analogies here, okay? Apply it to your situation. It is a spectrum, but now they're all anorexic. They're dying because they haven't eaten for fucking how long? And then it's like, boom, now I can't donate because I really literally have no more money here, and I'm like, have no food. And so they sort of did it to themselves. And so there's no one to be really upset about except for themselves. So this person is coming into a realization that they, one, have to stand up for what it is that they truly want, because this person at that, when it initially, I guess, started, is like, I want milk and food, more than wanting to be sort of seen and accepted here. And so to make this decision, I'd have to be conscious rather than like the fear driving me of being perceived as stingy. And so this person wasn't really slowing down to sort through or to see this driver, because it was the inauthentic self that was trying to appear a certain way and upkeep this sort of illusion or this what's it called? Image. I will upkeep this image. I will upkeep this image at all costs, even to my own detriment. And it was to their detriment, because I think this left this person empty-handed, feeling maybe betrayed. And I think the betrayal was they betrayed themselves, because the person leaves with the bag and the money, and it's like your neighbors don't be like, oh, that was like very sweet of you. The neighbors are just like eating their barbecue in the backyard, and this person's like going anorexic, looking out their window like, oh, okay. Like, I know it's very extreme, but this person has been pretty much doing something for a cause, for an appearance here, that was beyond their means, or at least misaligned with their truest need at the time. And to face the need that they had, the shadow of them was saying something else, like, if you have this need, then you're bad, or it's not good, or like, don't have this need. Your neighbors don't have this need. They're able to, because it's not as shallow as this, okay? It's not just everyone's like donating and then I was like, I don't want people to see me this way. It is a lot deeper than this, okay? But it's giving you the flavor, the energy. It's like this person wanted to belong to a like wanted to belong, with the tribe or with what everyone else sort of, or the other person or you. Like if this is a one-on-one connection, it's like for this example here, it's like in order for me to be a part of what we have going on in this connection, what's expected in my mind of connection overall, or just how you and I have this connection set up as I believe it, there's a certain flow and a certain way I'm supposed to act and behave. And so I'll act and behave like that, even if it goes against what it is that I want. And so I'm saying and doing these things out of this like shadowy part of myself. And so this person, I think, was taking action and doing things, but it wasn't aligned with what they really, truly wanted to accomplish. And so this resulted in pain, or resulted in a sudden realization of this thing. And now, like I said, they're like defensive. So this is coming through now, okay? I don't think this person's realization is deep enough that says this is coming from my shadow body. And I think their realization is sort of surface, or at least not fully deep, as in I think they're defensive now, based on, like, I'm going to go back to that donation example, because this is kind of how it's being channeled. Now I'm sort of upset at, I don't want to talk to my neighbors, and I'm kind of angry at my neighbors, or at least the bag person who comes asking for the donations. I don't think this person is sort of owning up to the fact that it was them that made this call, because now it's like still outwardly saying that all those other people are sort of at fault. Like if this person never came with the bag, I'd still have money. If my neighbors weren't going to pressure me or make me feel bad about not giving them money, I would still have the bread. Like what? Nobody made this person do anything. They're still feeling a little bit of a victim here is what I get, And I don't feel like this person, and if this is you, then I'm sorry, because it could be triggering, but then this is your message, to see if we're like sacrificing ourselves for some sort of greater good and then dressing this up or masquerading this as it's a loving thing I'm doing here. Is it a loving thing you're doing to get or gain some sort of, we got to check our intention, why we're actually doing what we're doing, because the thing that we're doing that's hurting us or making us feel a bit angry or upset or resentful or grudgeful or at a disadvantage or behind or not quite where we want, and then we sort of feel worse about it. This energy is one of us choosing to do that. No one else is forcing us to do that, because the pain body in that area is greater, meaning my need for approval, my need to attach to the outcome of this thing that I envision as the best possible outcome for how I'd appear, how this would work out. And so this is coming from a doer type energy where we don't know that the universe is going to have people out there perceive us however they perceive us, despite however we act. But we think if we act this way, people are going to perceive me like that. We can't control how other people perceive. We can't control what other people are going to say or do. I could be the most loving, donating, compassionate person, and most people, some people, one person could look at me and think that I'm, doing it selfishly. There's nothing I could do or say to change that person's mind. And it could be a whole group of people, because I can't control other people's perception. So the only thing I can know is, what is my intention? This person had an intention based on the fear of the pain body that was acting louder, because I think this person wanted some form of approval or wanted to upkeep some sort of image or had a specific outcome in mind that was greater than the action they were taking at that moment. So the action they were taking might have put them at a disadvantage, but it's like, it'll be worth it, because here is how I'll be perceived. So, for example, another one coming through, okay? If this isn't your reading, it's not your reading, okay? But it's like, let's say you have a job, and we're like starting at the bottom of the totem pole, and we really want to be recognized and move up the ladder. And so we start doing things that are like outside of our job description. like everything. We're staying late, we come in early, or working overtime, we're like doing all of this stuff. Nobody asked us to. Look at me, my boss is going to see that I'm a hard worker, that I am worthy for promotion, and then someone else gets the promotion. Or we don't get the pay raise after that. It's like an assumption that if we do this, then this will happen. No, we don't do this and then that will happen. And so if we were doing it because we love the work, it's like, ooh, I love the overtime and I love just being here and I love the people, and then we didn't get the increase or the promotion, we'd be like, who cares? I love doing what I was doing, and that's why I was doing it. But because I was doing it, because I kept seeing my promotion, this is why I'm invested, and the promotion goes to someone else, we feel like this. Universe, you betrayed me. I didn't get what I want. And so what I'm thinking this person is realizing here is like, they're just realizing they didn't get what they want. And so now I think this person's mad at the boss. This could actually literally be what this happened with this person. We have a boss here. It's like someone else with the power could make a different decision here. And now I see clearly. I see that my boss is an idiot, doesn't see value, is upgrading someone else or promoting someone else. They're the ones that are, that's this person's realization now. It's like in one phase, they were like doing all that, wanting to have the promotion, maybe kissing the boss's ass. This is very extreme, okay? Doing all these things for the boss. And now the realization is because the boss gave it to someone else. So it's like, boom. My boss is an idiot. My boss doesn't know. My boss did this to me. My boss, no, the boss didn't do anything. But we can't help but be mad at the boss because the boss should have seen it. The boss should have understood. It couldn't have been missed, what I was doing here. It's like, yeah, but nobody had asked, and that was of your own accord, and you had your own intention. So your intention led yourself astray. And instead of looking at ourselves, because that's painful, accepting that we did this thing and maybe put ourselves in some sort of like sacrificing position to attain something. That's egoic, by the way. Okay, and it was dressed up as doing a good thing, because who could say it's egoic? You keep working so many hours at work. It's egoic. You're giving more of yourself. Yeah, I know. I'm so committed to this job. I love this job. I'm going to do everything I can. And then we don't get the promotion. This job is stupid. They don't know how to treat their employees. They're unfair. They don't know value when they see it. They overwork you, underpay you. And that's what this person's sort of realizing here, okay? And so what's going to happen here, okay, is what I'm sensing is like, now I'm no longer confused about my action and wanting to belong. And so now I'm rebellious. And now I'm going to create conflict with the boss. So either I'm going to say, screw this boss, I quit, because this job was the problem. And then I go repeat this somewhere else, and I still have this in my shadow, because the next time it's like I'm still driven by getting promoted and I haven't healed this thing and I really don't see what it was, my action. Or, I'm going to stay there at the job being disgruntled, but I'm just never going to work the OT anymore and say, now I see it. Now I see that I shouldn't sacrifice myself. Now I see this. But it's like, no, you're not really seeing the major problem. What was it that we were doing? And why were we doing it? And that is the thing that needs to be released or understood in depth, because of the fact that we are just going to come up with another opportunity where we become the silent driver and try to come in and attain through the back door, because the ego wants that fulfillment. And so if this person, because there's something that I'm not really tying into, but I feel like if this person could have said in the situation, like, hey, boss, like, I'm willing to do all these things here, but at the end, will this get me more money or more promotion or whatever? The boss, I don't know. There's something I'm missing here, because maybe the boss would have said, well, it doesn't matter because so-and-so has been here for 30 years and they're sort of more senior and they're going to be getting this role, and this person would have been in the know. And I don't know if it could have prevented this. It's talking a lot about work here, okay? This person might work a lot. I'm even getting workaholic here. And so this could be a literal thing that happened with your person, at work, if they're a workaholic and they've been trying to prove themselves and their success because it's proven through their image. Image is really important to this person, okay? But it could be in the connection, like, I'm going to buy you a home and I'm going to clean your car and I'm going to take care of your kids and drive you to and for work. And it's like, those people who are like friend zone. And then all of a sudden they touch your leg and they want something more. And those type of people. And it's like, what do you mean? You did all this thing because you thought there'd be more, And then you're upset and saying, oh, that person is stingy because they didn't let me sort of date them because I touched their leg. And it's like, well, why did they let me buy a home and a car? And I'm not saying that someone who's a gold digger like that is taking all of this, stuff and not saying anything and just allowing someone to sort of go to the extreme. And maybe this is how this person feels, is like, yeah, now this scenario is coming through. So maybe you dated someone, who wanted to come out of friend zone and was sort of investing in you in some way here. And then you turn them down and now they're sort of like, well, you just sort of used me here. And all they're seeing is like the used part. It's like, well, are you used, or were you like had an ulterior motive of having more here, And so there is accountability for someone who's just sort of taking and then leading on, for sure. And this person, I think, would see a leading on. And I don't necessarily know that there was a leading on, because even if there was, I think this person, or even if there wasn't, and even if the other person was very upfront, I think this person would still say there was a leading on. Okay, I'll say that again. This person is so sort of in the dark about their own shadow that the other person could have been, again, the boss saying, hey, Bobby Joe, I don't know why Bobby Joe keeps coming through my channel. Bobby Joe's been here for 30 years. You won't get this promotion. They'd still show up and still wear, whatever, overtime. And then when it came to the promotion, they're still in the Lululand thinking that they get the promotion. Yeah, but I'm the one who was here doing all this stuff. How could you give it to Bobby Joe? And the boss is like, I told you, that wasn't known. You took it upon yourself to do all this stuff. Okay. And the same with the person who was like friend zoned or whatever and bought you this thing. And you're like, whoa, I don't need to be showered here, or I have a ride. And they're like, no, I'm here anyway. Get in the car. It's like, well, I'll just wait for my bus. No. Then get in my car. I'll drive you here. I'll go pick up your kids. And then when you least suspect it, it's like this person's like, okay, so we're dating. And you're like, what? What do you mean? And then they really truly think, because they drove you around a few times, that you're the one who's used them, It's like, no. So this is a very interesting reading. This person's realization is about their own action, and then they're like feeling betrayed about the other thing or the scenario, and now they're like, ooh, never again. And now it's like maybe doing the opposite, I'm doing the opposite of that thing, but it's not doing the opposite because it's just now, where their true intention is like full of ego. And the driver was sort of to attain some sort of thing. It was very superficial. It had nothing to do with anything. So the true revelation here is that, and now it's caused then pain because it's backfired. So this is what I see here, you guys. It's not everyone's reading for sure. I wasn't expecting to see this. And if you guys were called to another pile, I will see you there. All right, bye-bye. Pile number 2, you guys pick the comfort zone with card number 56 or the number 11. We're asking Spirit in regards to the person on your mind, the connection you came here about, and what is this person's major realizations, either about this connection, themselves, or you specifically. Okay, whatever pulls through, whatever is the bigger realization here. And so if you want to go straight away to the channeled message, you can, but I do suggest you sit through this card layout if you are working on strengthening your intuition. Okay, so pile 1 was very interesting, but we have the comfort zone with 56. So this is card number 11, divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. Comfort zone's obviously an obvious, okay, our safe spot, even if it's emotionally unfulfilling, even if it has its challenges, it's the devil I know. Okay, so we secure to it because the unknown is scarier. That's what this comfort zone's about. Okay, so let's see. Victim, a light attribute prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Shadow attributes, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of piety and ability to maintain personal boundaries. Okay, and then we have 80 with Dark Night of the Soul, stress level, helplessness. Oh my goodness. Look at the body language here. Okay, feeling loneliness, loss of control, vulnerability, dark thoughts, return to reality, physical exhaustion. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness with helplessness. 8 is the number of movement, change, attainment. It's the strength of the tarot, which could be talking about ego, courage, and being held back, which is this energy here. Okay, so that's Leo, or we have star energy, which is Aquarius. But 8s, they're also about manifestation, leadership, abundance, goals, authority. So authority would be the opposite of this sort of an energy, because this is sort of below authority, you know, taking sort of control here in some way. And the 11 is 2. Okay, and 2s are all about balance, duality, and choices. Okay, so we have 102, or the number 3. Healthy love, growth level, sincere love, genuine love, loyal love, real love, true love, honest love, and faithful love. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Solar plexus energy, sincere love. Wow. Okay, all right, energy coming through here. We have Venus with 29, or 11. So we have 11 here. Some of you guys might resonate with the twin flame journey. Okay, with the 11. You might be seeing a lot of 11. You might be seeing 111. So Venus, we have Taurus, Libra. And we have this sort of ship that's at sea, and it looks very, very stormy. Very, very, very stormy. Okie dokie. And then we have this Moon, Mars, 13, Scorpio energy, Cancer energy, and Aries energy. Okay. Yes. I see. So we have Chiron, the wounded healer, number 11 again. So now we got 3 11s here. That's lots of ones, you guys. And we have the death card, mortification, Scorpio energy, 68. And so some Sagittarius energy. And then we have lead, number 20, getting the 2 again that we were getting from the 11s. And so 2 is the duality. Okay, seeing the black, the white, the yin, the yang, the dark, the shadow, or the dark, the shadow and the light. Okay, let me channel this one. Ooh, no. I need to put the tarot here still. Spirit, pile number 2's person's recent realizations here. Pile 2's person's recent realizations, either about themselves, this connection, or pile 2 specifically. What are this person's recent realizations? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. And what is pile 2 needing to know? 3 swords. Yikes. Not surprised to see the 3 swords with this sort of an energy here. Okay. Okie dokie. And we have the Hangman, Pisces, and the World. Okay. And the Magician, and Virgo, Gemini. Wow. 7 swords. Yubadoo. And the Queen of Cups. Yabadoo. And 2 Pentacles. There's the 2s again. And here we have the 4 of Pentacles and reverse, which is this comfort zone. And this is sort of a release here, or some... Okay. Oh, wow. This message is so clear, you guys. But let me sit with this energy, okay? To channel what this is, you could click straight away to the reading. Okay. Wow. This person, I do feel it's your person, okay? But you can apply it to whoever you want to apply it to, but whoever this person is most likely feeling really not good. Because what are they seeing? They're seeing themselves like heartbroken based on their action. Their action was they didn't take action. or the action that they took was choosing to remain with something that they felt safer with, because the alternative, which would be this connection, engaging with you, doing whatever it was that they were called to action. So either you told them get married, or you said move in, or you said let's date, or you said I have feelings for you, and they just sat there and looked at you and nothing happened. Or said I'd rather move to Brazil. Whatever this person did is out of a fear. And this big old fear was to open up, to trust themselves, to engage with you. And I'm talking because this is sincere love. It's like even the simplest sort of vulnerability of engagement here. Okay, it was scary for this person. It felt like this. And so we're not even asking about like, oh, let's, just like sort of talk about our most intense moments or vulnerable moments, or like how we're so painful and hurt, and like talk like do this sort of a night where we're just sort of being really exposed and vulnerable and putting ourselves out there. But we're just sort of saying, hey, do you want to go I don't know, do this, whatever this is, on a picnic? This is what I'm getting from this. Like, do we want to just sort of take this to the next level, or do you want to just talk about what you're feeling here? And this person's like, whoa, what do you mean? This person has massive boundaries because they were hurt. And this person is really sort of incapable of getting out of this, like, a spot that they're in because they were hurt. And so I cannot tell you or move forward with you or take any action here. I'm like, I'm really hurt by whatever happened. So there's this polar extreme. Whatever you look like to this person was like, it's so intensified because it magnified this shadow, this fear, this thing. And so because they were immovable or stuck or held back for too long, or however long it did take, or they just didn't act, something ended here. Okay. So I don't know if it's like, because this is where it sort of could mean many things here. Either the realization here is, because I did this and now I've lost out on you and I'm left 3 swords, and so I need to let go or not be held back. This has become very clear to this person that they were being dishonest and that they were being avoidant, sneaky, or whatever, and they weren't doing in their best action, and that they were sort of under the assumption or some truth within themselves that they thought was true, that they were incapable of engaging or manifesting or had the proper way to engage. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to sustain this. I don't know how to take action. I don't know how to take action because I don't have the thing. And maybe the fear is so immobilizing because of what happened in the past that I'm so fearful of rejection, or what might happen when I do this, that it puts me completely out of my comfort zone. And so I did nothing, or I avoided this whole thing. And here you are giving loving kind because this person sees you as someone who was trying to give them some sort of extension of love or some sort of offer of something. And so they do see your offer as something that was genuine. But it's like this person was very surface, and this person wasn't able to get deep, and this person was not prioritizing you, and this person just sort of sat there deciding, and maybe they couldn't decide for so long. It's like, so you're like, well, you're not prioritizing me, or you're juggling me, or you're not capable of fulfilling me. And this person thought, in order for me to get whatever it is that feels really good about you, I have to do something that you see, that you on your end experience with me. So either I have to say the thing or do the thing or give you the thing. And whatever the thing is here, like, I'm going to lie to myself, not obviously on purpose, okay, because no one wants to lie to themselves. But the lie of self here is that because of what happened to me, there's no way I could be successful with this. So I'd rather just stay put here, even though I don't want to. At my own sort of hurts. Okay. And so I don't know, like I said, the realization here is either it ended poorly because it took too long here, or that this person is saying, I am putting this to an end because I foresee that you now all of a sudden are no longer going to prioritize me. And you all of a sudden are going to see this thing as something you can't give to, that you're going to have a choice here. sooner or later to move forward and release this. And I will be heartbroken. You will release me. And because I've been here in this pain, incapable of investing in you, fulfilling you, or saying the thing or doing the thing here. And so if I engage with you, I'm putting myself out there, out of my comfort zone, and being very exposed in an area that I've been hurt before. And this could be my demise, and this could certainly go really bad. And then I'll feel really out of control, and I'll feel either weighed down by being exposed, not being able to control what happens here. So this could be somebody also who needs the control, someone who is just scared of rejection, somebody maybe who needs control and is fearing they might lose control. And this could just be someone who, if I put myself in a vulnerable spot, I fear like that all of what I have to do will put me, in a intense position that I can't gain my bearings. And so it's going to take me down a different spot. And they really see it as the demise, because they're seeing it going very, very extreme and really like it's going to go very, 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 very bad. Like there's no middle ground here. It's like I said, like you're saying, hey, do you want to, I don't know, go for a coffee? And they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to end in divorce. Like, what? Like, I don't even, that's, this is how it's coming through. And so I don't even do the coffee. Like, what? This is weird, and it might have been deeper than that. But I'm just saying, like, this is the severity of their inability to bond here, because you're just like, you're not asking this person for something that's unrealistic. I mean, obviously it's unrealistic if you're asking this person to lie or to like go against, I don't know, some form of truth here. But I think you're just like a very sort of comfortable here. It's not intense. It's comfortable. It's authentic. It's like, hey, like it seems very secure, but because it's real deal, it's a real deal here. And sometimes just even that real deal and that authentic piece of this person's like, whoa, it's too intense for me. And because I don't date people who are real, I don't know, maybe date people who, use me, or who I know just like want something from me, or just like, I don't know. It's like, what do you mean? Well, that's what you do. And then you're sort of hurting your own self. But it's like, yeah, but then I'm safe there, I'm safe there because it's not requiring me to be authentic or to do more, to show up more in some sort of way. And so this person really is loss of control. There's being in this shipwreck all to and fro in our emotions, unable to control, again, the lead, being pulled our way down by something that we can't control, and it's like this person is like healing this or needing to heal this through a process. And so they were sort of sitting stagnant, or again, not in non-action. But it's like this realization is this thing, because what's happened here is, I think, a three swords. So they either rejected you, or you ended up rejecting them, or you're going to reject them, because it's like, well, what's the truth here? What is the truth? And can you take action on this, or are your fears talking? Because this person's fears are getting in the way of them taking action, talking, walking, and accepting or involving themselves in doing the thing in the 3D world. Like, what's the thing? They got to call you. They got to accept you. They got to say some words here. But it's like, I'll just sort of, I don't know, like keep it superficial again, And this could definitely be like this person, if they're your friend or something, it's like 3 cups. And so you see this person and they're just like, how's the weather, Bob? And you're like, okay, but it's like, how many times we're going to be like talking about the weather here? It's like, and they're like, hey, like, do you think we can hang out, past this weather thing? They're, whoa. But meanwhile, it's like their feelings here. It's not because this person doesn't have feelings. It's because this person is so fearful. This person's way held back. This person is comfortable when they're not having to be vulnerable, and when they have all the control, meaning that they know exactly what they say and do, and they know what the outcome's going to be, and that they won't get hurt again, or won't get hurt, period. And also how you perceive them when they're taking this action is important to them, because again, it's a control thing. I want to look this way, and I want this sort of an appearance when I do this, and I want this to sort of happen. And if I can't do that this way and it won't look that way, then here I sit. So the fact we see the world, I mean, this is a successful conclusion. This is wrapping out a major cycle. So if they've been, if this is their MO for some time, then it's like this is closing out. But like I said, it's like maybe they're like thinking about, how do I close this? Like, how do I successfully engage with pile 2 and close this out and like see this from a perspective that will help me? Because they might have been trying to figure this out and contemplate how, because this is what's giving me the energy of like, it's not they're moving away because they don't want it. It's like, I want it. And this is why I'm trying to think of how I can be successful here, how I can close this out, how I can overcome this control need, like what can I do? What can I say? What's within my power? And it's like all of this time I've been avoidant of doing this thing because I thought I couldn't, or I've been telling myself that I could not, or I've been just not bringing you into the fold of what I could do, or not telling you, or just, again, really, really like withholding from you my feelings or my thoughts or any action towards you because I was trying to protect myself. And like I said, because the world here is the success and they see as this Queen of Cups, it's not because I don't like you, and it's not because I don't want to do this. In fact, this person wants there to be success here. This person wants the ability, okay, and this is a shadow if we think we don't have it, but they want the ability to be able to make it happen with you. It's like, what do you mean the ability? There is no skill required here. There is just allowing yourself to be vulnerable. But I feel this person is very closed back and held back. Like, this is definitely a block in emotion, with the crossed arms here, like this person's blocked. And yeah, and so it's like this resulted in a juggling you were not choosing. You were making you feel like not like this person was going to choose you or be able to prioritize you. And I feel like there could be a lot here for some of you guys. Like, if this person really felt like in their mind or in their shadow that a relationship, whatever this is here, would require some form of a tangible thing being offered. I don't know what the tangible thing is, like I have to be all put together and be able to afford, I don't know, your dinner or your lifestyle, or to pay for you, or to buy you a home, or just to be all put together financially, or have the resource. There's like something here that this person thinks, because they're attaching the two, is thinking that this is the only way that this would fulfill you. And it's like, I don't have that. Like, I have no money, or I have no job, or I have no car, or I have no nothing. And so therefore, how can I do this? And in their mind, this is like, they're not really seeing, that the truth is, you're not saying, I need the car, or I need this. You're just like, hey, do you want to hold hands? Like, do you like me? Like emotions, you're talking this, and they're just like, whoa. Okay, so now another message is coming through here, because I do feel like it's twofold. And this person might be seeing and dressing up the real pain body as, I don't have the car, or you'd be high maintenance, or I need to be put together. Like I said, that material thing that you would need, or they tie it to relationship. Okay, like I need to be provider. Like, this is stereotypical, but like, yeah, I'd have to make more money than you, something like this. Or, I'm the employee, you're the boss, and that's not right. And so once I'm the employer, then, or making more than you, then I'd be ready. And it's like dressed up like this. This is the dress up. Okay, and I think they're still believing this thing, okay, for some of you guys, where it was that physical thing. But deeper than that, it's like a deflection of the real thing that's going on. It's like the real thing that's going on is you're actually afraid to be vulnerable. You're actually afraid to open up. You're actually afraid of like rejection. You're actually afraid of like losing control, because you're saying, well, it's this reason, and if I make less than you, and then you're all of a sudden going to say, well, why would I be with someone who makes less than me, or doesn't have their own home, or like whatever? And then you're just going to be like, boop, I reject you, or I leave you. And now I am exposed to this pain again. But no, it's like, even if they did make the more money, or even if they did do the thing, I think they still wouldn't be able to move forward, because this person needs to heal this inability to get deep. They need to tap into their emotions. They need to allow themselves to be vulnerable. They need the confidence in themselves, because this person is telling themselves an untruth about what they're able to do and unable to do, and how much they're able to show up and not able to show up. And all this is doing is causing a lot of pain. And it's just requiring them to be like I said, it's not even, it's just authentic here. And that's what's scary about it. It's authentic here. Authentic. Ugly cries, ugly laughs, fun times, truthfulness. It doesn't have a veil of like this thing that they're used to. And so maybe they're just used to people, like I said, we just don't go there, and it's like superficial. But what do you mean we're going to go there? Oh, it puts me totally out of my comfort zone here. And so even though I could see you in this way, it's like the fear is louder. And it's really the subconscious driving and the fear driving here, because it's louder than the feelings I have for you. So I use the analogy of like being drowning, it doesn't matter how beautiful and how much I want this beautiful Queen of Cups and how much love I have. If I'm drowning, because this is the subconscious fight or flight, I'm going to grab everything around me so I can pull myself out of the water, including little children. And if the little child dies, then it dies. Oh, well, I had to save myself. And that was my reflex mechanism, as grabbing trees and little children. And then I come out of the water, I save myself, and I drown 3 children in the process. And it's not that I hate children. Of course I don't want to kill any children, Hopefully my video doesn't get demonetized. But it's like, some of you guys might have a child. I see she's holding a baby here, okay, and children keeps coming through. So there might be a child, there might have been a miscarriage here, okay? If you resonate with that, I do feel there might have been something like this. If that is your message, okay, don't take it if it's not, but I do feel there might have been something like this, either with your person or with you. Now this is coming through. This is the only reason why I'm saying it. Okay, I'm not predicting anything. I'm just talking about the miscarriage here. This person could have experienced something like this that might have traumatized this person as well. Okay, it might have been something very painful, obviously, for this person, regardless if it's masculine or feminine. And now there's like this flight or fight mode. But it's always the freeze and the fight, like as in like to get away from this uncomfortability, because I had no control. And so, yeah. So the realization, sort of like I said, it's this, I'm realizing you could get away. I'm realizing the pain I've created here. I'm realizing that I am empty-handed. I'm also realizing that I have to let go of this sort of thing and come out of this state. And I'm realizing that you haven't been chosen here out of my own sort of thing that I'm telling myself, but I still feel that the thing they're telling themselves is still not getting to the root of the problem. Like I said, it's dressed up and masquerading like I don't make as much as you, but it's like, no, it's really because you had the miscarriage, or because you had the breakup, or because you really can't be vulnerable, or you lack the control because you think it's going to anchor you ball and chain, and it's going to be the end of your demise. All of those reasons for, all of you guys. So this is what I see here. Pile number 2, interesting readings. If you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. All right, bye-bye. Hello, beautiful angels. Pile number 3, you guys pick the card of denying death. Card number 62 or the number 8. And we're looking at the person on your mind and what it is that they're recently realizing or have realized about you, themselves, or the connection, whichever is the strongest realization. We'll pull through here. If this is your own energy, you can listen or you can go check out another pile. Okay, so if you're working on strengthening your intuition, I do suggest you sit through this card layout to see whether this is your pile or not. But if you want to go straight away to the channel message, I will put a timestamp down below. So number 8 is all about movement, change, attainment. Okay, it's the strength card in the tarot, which is Leo. It's also the star, which is Aquarius energy that pulls through this 8. Some of you guys might have been tied to pile 2. If you were called to 2, I felt a pull to 2, it could be there, it could be connected in somehow, okay? Because I am feeling that, but not that this reading is, tied in any way for some of you guys, but I feel like there is an energy that came through yesterday's reading here. Was it yesterday's? I don't know. A 6 cups in reverse is really what I'm feeling here. I think this person is being asked to accept some form of natural transition of something that feels very painful for them, and they might be in denial of it. It's like the inevitable is over. Accept it. No, I'm going to hang on to Nanny Fran's stuff, and Nanny Fran has been dead for 30 years. This is kind of what I'm getting from this card, okay? I know it comes very extreme in my readings in order for me to read to the energy, but this could just literally be something that has been over for some time, that's not serving this person, and instead of coming to terms with it, they're sort of protecting themselves to upkeep that world. And so there's a form of in denial as well that comes through this, is a 7 Swords energy, a light of self, that sort of an energy. Obviously the Death card in reverse, which is like not releasing, not allowing the transition to happen. But I also feel like there's an ending. And so the ending, well, death, is the ending, but it's like, I don't want to accept it. I don't want to accept it's over. Or I see that it's over, but I'm like, my actions are doing opposite as well. Now, let's see. Okay. So we have detective. Light attributes, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Shadow attributes, voyeurism, and falsifying information. Again, an in denial comes through, It's like I have all the information. I have Auntie Fran, or whatever I called her, stuff here. I know that she's passed away. I see this, but I'm just like, still go pretend to have tea with her, but she's been dead for years. Like, I don't know. This is weird. Okay. We have athlete. Light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Shadow attributes, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Okay. And we have 11, inner call, ego level, self-listening, receiving versus giving, self-awareness, autonomy, self-compassion, valorization of self, relationship healing. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. Okay, 2s are all about balance, duality, choices. It's high priestess energy, okay, which is Pisces. And then we have justice, which is Libra energy, and judgment, which is this awareness and realization here. A root chakra with the red. And then we have 58 with abandonment, being forgotten, being left, orphan, desertion, feeling ignored, being withdrawn. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance, fundamental injury, stress level, 58, number 4. 4 is all about stability, security, but it could be stagnation. And I was really feeling that tie with pile 2 with that comfort zone energy. Okay. But 4 is about, like I said, foundation, stability, planning. It's Emperor energy, which is Aries, and it's also Scorpio energy, which is this death energy, which I'm feeling mostly the death. So we have Saturn and Chiron. Saturn's a ruling planet for Capricorn. 51 or 6, more Capricorn energy. Also Gemini energy comes through with the 6. Saturn, Chiron. Wow. Okay. And then we have Ash, 33. So 33, you could be seeing it, but that's a master number. Could be a significant number for you guys, an age or something. Okay, but that's that 6 again. And so 33 is about reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. Ash could definitely be talking about this death, something being completely over, having to accept that everything's sort of not going to come back. Okay, so the androgyne, 62, or the number 8 again. Didn't we have 8? Yeah, 8 over here. So I'm getting a lot of star energy, which is Aquarius, and that is all about healing, and like what we want for ourselves for the future. I'm getting Pisces from the rainbow, which is different perspectives here. And we have this card, which it kind of is interesting because it looks like, yeah, this house is sort of getting flooded and these people are sort of sitting on a more elevated fence, trying to wait for the water to pass in some way. So definitely this house is sort of ruined, right? But we're here waiting to see what the aftermath is in some way. And we still haven't had time to absorb the severity of what has been lost, but we're seeing it with our eyes. That's what this energy is. Okay, let me do some tarot here. Spirit, for pile number 3, in regards to what it is that pile 3's person on their mind is coming to realize or has realized about either themselves, this connection, or about pile 3 specifically. What is it that pile 3 needs to know about this person's realizations? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer and this connection as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much, spirits. We are so blessed. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so grateful to be doing your reading today. We have 3 cups. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse, 9 swords. Okay, and then we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Sun, beautiful Leo energy, and we have 6 of Wands, so we have some ego showing through with the 6 Wands and the Sun. We have the 2 of Wands, and we have the 7 of Cups, and we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. This is giving me heavy, heavy, heavy pie in the sky. A little bit of Delulu right here. Okay, so let me see what this is. Okay, some of you guys, it could be your energy. Okay, it definitely could be someone you're dealing with. You apply to whoever you see, but this person, I think this person is hurting, you know, but instead of dealing with what's in front of them, because it'd be too painful, this person is sort of pointing their nose in a different direction. And the different direction is something that is kind of unrealistic. But the realization that this person is having is like, well, we'll get into it because I'm going to peel this back, okay? So let's just say the analogy that's coming through, I was committed to this relationship for however long, but it's been a long time, ups and downs and everything like this. And it's not going good. And there's a lot with it that will never get fixed, because either this person is like completely changed or different or not on the same page, or like just this person is not wanting to engage with me no more. Whatever the thing that's real, okay, like it's actually real, is like, instead of me dealing with that and looking at that and accepting that and working through the grieving of that and like working through it, this person sort of distracted themselves with some sort of unrealistic other story. And this other story is like, they know deep down inside it's unrealistic. But if you were to ask them, it's like, it gives them some sense of like hope, and it gives them some sense, and there's nothing wrong with having hope, but I feel like the only reason we'd make some sort of pie in the sky sort of goal, because I do feel like this person is still sort of aligning all their actions towards this goal, that they're going to know that it is a pie in the sky thing, you know. And of course, all opportunity is available to everyone. There is no real limitation or limit, but this is kind of like going from me saying I'm in this, you know, like stuck in this Earth and then saying, I'm just going to open my eyes tomorrow and be on Pluto. And then I start really acting like that, like things that I'm doing. I'm getting all my stuff ready to go appear on Pluto. And it's like, no, like you deal with what's going on in front of you on Earth. It's just like, I don't want to be on Earth because like it's Armageddon, and I'm just like already preparing to go on Pluto. These analogies are so weird. I should give realistic ones, but this is how extreme it kind of comes through. I don't know why. It's very bizarre. But anyway, it's like this person has a failing something here or something that has already failed or it is not coming back together. Okay. And instead of accepting this thing, this person is making plans, putting all their energy, all their sort of things somewhere else. And they know that the somewhere else here isn't going to be successful for them right now and the stage that it's in. But all it's really doing from the shadowy spot is like easing them from having to look at the thing that is hurting them, accepting the thing that is has hurt them, is over, is no longer going to be the same. And it's like, if I do this, maybe in time it will change. If I do this and I just sit here and I do nothing, because I feel like even if this person, okay, oh my goodness, I don't feel this person is doing anything. Okay, even though I said they're packing to go to Pluto, but it's like they're really not doing anything because they're not really going to get to Pluto. So I feel like what they're doing is actually nothing because it's not progressing them and it's not helping this person at all to do anything. It's like it's a stalling. This person is stalling. Then in their mind, there's like a reason for the stall. It's like, it's going to get me somewhere, or like I'm distracting myself enough to like have this dream of something. And so I will just like stay here. And when I open my eyes and I stalled long enough, then it'll be like this, right? So like, no, it's not going to be like that. And there's a need to sort of take some form of action here. But I think what this person is realizing is like, they're not seeing anything budding here. And it's a very weird energy because it doesn't seem to me like it's still in line with truth. So it's not like this realization is like they're actually realizing something true. It's almost like the ego's still getting in the way. This person still wants to have some form of victory. They still want some form of idea that they have to come true. And they're hanging on to it come hell or high water. And that there is a decision in front of them to choose the illusion, the fantasy, to cling to the thing come hell or high water, or the other thing, which is more realistic. And they're choosing to not choose the realistic thing. And they see this, but they don't understand why they're doing it, I don't think, because it's like, why would we not choose the more realistic thing? And it's not even about a choice so much as it is do a realistic thing in order to get a realistic sort of result and get you in a direction. Because I think the one wand, the one choice gets them out of this, which is the realistic thing. And the other wand keeps them in some sort of fucked up situation that is painful. It's hurting themselves. And they're like, I'll just choose the wand that hurts myself. I'll just choose the wand and pretend like this thing that hurts me will eventually change. And so I'll sit here instead of the viable thing. And so they're seeing this. And they're thinking, again, that they're going to have success here, or that something is going to win for them here. Again, an illusion of sorts, a delusion of sorts, or just like, if I hope it enough, if I pray away the gay, it will change. I don't know, but this is what I'm seeing here. And it's so like, I want this thing so much that I'm going to convince myself that it is all aligned. And even if I don't see it right now, it's like, but it's like Spirit is saying, like, yes, you can get a dream and a wish, but you need to take action in a practical world to align yourself to get to a place. And the practical thing that's in front of them of what they can do, they're bypassing it. They're not doing the practical thing. They're just sticking to the easy parts, even though it's not easy. Like, this is painful because it's like during this whole process, it's like I'm distracted. I'm not feeling fulfilled. I'm sort of just, like I said, stalling. There's a pause where I'm just like, it's not giving me anything. It's painful. It's a long process. And they're like, yeah, the more committed I am here, it'll be okay, right? No, this is just a lie to self that we're telling ourselves. If I prove it enough, I don't know who they're trying to prove. And it could be their shadow self, their inner child. It could be some story that we think we got to prove ourselves to someone. It's like, then these people will know how good I am, or then I'll know, because it could be, like I said, the shadow self here, that I am a warrior here, that I was committed to the end, that I was the dedicated one, or that I was strong enough to withhold the storm. That's like, but what did you prove? All you did here was damage yourself further, because Spirit is talking about there being a viable step here, like a viable thing. And they're literally like turning their back, not wanting to see it or acknowledge it, and saying, nope. And this is their realization. It's like, I see it, but no. And this person is like doing it sort of valiantly. Like, I'm saying no to this thing. Like, look at me. Isn't that good? Because I know I could go down that thing and I'm choosing to be here. And it's so this must mean that I'm like truly committed or dedicated or like going to get it, right? Because anyone who would devote themselves in this way or commit themselves in this way or like prove themselves loyal in this way is like in the right, or it's going to be right, or it will turn out for the best, right? It's like, no, not necessarily. Like, do the thing you can do. Don't turn your back on the thing you can. And it's deeper and it's hard to put into words, okay, this energy, because it's like it's not that I don't want the new opportunity. It's that my shadow is greater. And this keeps coming through in all three piles. So there's many layers to this shadowy self. One, my shadow inner child, or my need to prove something to myself or others to validate me, or to look in a certain way, that image, that thing I have to keep. Maybe it's like a commitment I've made, that I'm valiant, or that I was committed, or that I am this like moral person, or I don't know, or that I was committed to this thing. This has to remain intact for me to prove that it was okay and successful and all worth my while. But I'm the only one that carries that belief. But that shadow is so strong, so much so that it keeps me like in limbo land for who knows how long, and unhappy and dissatisfied and upset and like missing out. And it's like, but I'm like martyring myself here. Okay, that's because of the inner child. Pain is louder, no matter how good the new opportunity, like I said, might be. And then the other deeper layer here as well is like, I know that maybe if I did take that little step that's coming out of this thing, I would have to accept something I don't want to accept of myself. And so I'm pretending and telling myself I'm not like that. I'm not a betrayer. I'm not a backstabber, or I am not the thing. And so I got to prove it now to me that I'm not the person that gives up, or I'm not the person that, I don't know, is a cheater, or I'm not the person that abandons my family, or I'm not the person that, I don't know. They think this is more valiant and strong and noble. And in truth, it's actually to their demise. Because whatever this thing is here that they're trying to upkeep is already lived its course. It's over. It's not going to serve them. So what are they going to do there? There's nothing they're proving. There's nothing they're doing. It's not even a thing. And this person is being called to be very self-aware of the 3D world and their actions. And is it in line to get them more ahead? Because there's this weird energy of like misalignment here. And so if I'm being very distracted, like whatever they're doing is like misaligned. I don't even know the energy here to put into words. I'm trying to give an analogy of like, let's say, if all my thoughts are about like going on vacation, And yeah, this is a good analogy. Thank you, spirits. I'm dreaming of the vacation and I'm worthy of it, you know? But let's just say literally, like, I make minimum wage. I work 2 jobs. I have, like, 5 kids I got to feed. And I keep dreaming of like going to Hawaii, and like ticket prices keep getting up higher. And I can't just go myself. I got to bring all my 5 kids. And like, there's like this dream is like, it's going to be, I don't know, $25,000. I calculated probably more to go to Hawaii with my 5 children. And I have $17.31 saved. And now, and that's fine. We have that hope and that vision. And now though, this is the part that's misaligned. It's like, now I go and I take my money and I I don't know, like, don't put it towards that trip, but I keep dreaming of the trip and keep telling my kids I'll take that trip. But then I'm like, I don't know, putting $5 every day, like, in this other fund, like, and the other fund is just like not aligned with Hawaii. It's like, I don't know, the Bahama fund. Like, who's going to Bahamas and why is there a side fund? Like, this makes no sense to me in this way. So I can't even channel it. And so that's the misalignment of the shadow, because the shadow is like, you have this side thing of Bahamas that isn't even aligned with you going to Hawaii. And that's fine if you have this like pie in the sky vision, But I also feel it's more layered and more like there's a reason why this person wants to go to Hawaii or whatever, because I think that they put this vision of the thing out there that's even more unrealistic than like than they can do, and then say, well, it's not achievable anyway in some way, but it keeps me sort of fantasizing about a hopeful way so that I could deal with this piss poor situation that isn't going anywhere. That's like, I don't know, but I don't want to call it piss poor. I don't want to accept the fact that it isn't going to work. I still want to hang on to telling my kids and my family that one day I'll be in Hawaii, but I don't know. It's not happening, And so I'm not doing anything. And I'm just here, like, squandering everyone's time waiting for the flood to go away. And then on top of it, it's like I feel not seen or loved, and I feel ignored and abandoned, and like, because I can't support what's authentic and I can't be fulfilled. We can't be fulfilled if we're not like taking steps towards a realistic thing that's going to be in line with my fulfillment. And so I'm sabotaging self by taking steps in line with what's not fulfilling. This person is very difficult for me to read. Let me ask spirits to provide some clarity. Spirits, what's going on with pile number 3's person and this realization? What are they realizing then? What am I missing exactly? Can we get another layer for pile 3 and this person? What is it that pile 3's person is realizing or has realized, coming to realize about themselves or their situation, their connection? Queen of Cups in reverse, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Oops, the Empress. Okay. Some of you guys might have children with this person. This could be someone with children. Could be somebody who's married here. The Lovers in reverse. A choice between lovers, potentially. Third party situation. I need to walk away. Okay, I'm feeling this one. The World in reverse. Yeah, something's already come to an end. Okay, the Tower. Or sorry, the Tower. Why did I say that? The Lovers, Gemini. Why is the Lovers here? Yeah, I'm feeling Tower energy suddenly, very strong. 7 Cups, again. The dream, the fantasy, and then it creates confusion. What did I say? I felt Tower energy. I just finishing it. Honey, the tarot reader, she's creeping me out again. And the Moon, Cancer. So, like I said, there's a pie in the sky, fantasy, and a hope. It's really what I'm getting with the Moon. I don't see how, and I don't want to work out the details, and I keep it all vague. And it's not really about a want, but it's like if I really could work out the details and put my bum on the seat and put to, and grind to it, I could do it, but I'm choosing not to for a subconscious reason here. And the subconscious driver is really meaning I'm going to have to accept something else, which is walking away from something, putting an end to something and saying, yeah, it's final, like accepting it. It's concluded, it's over. And when I say it's over and concluded, that means I accept that Nanny Fran is 12 feet under. And I don't want to accept Nanny Fran being 12 feet under, because Nanny Fran has been in my life since, 1972. And that's it. Nanny Fran, it's like, no. Nanny Fran is no longer here, and we got to get with reality in the program. And the program here is there's a choice in front of you with the Two of Wands and this Lovers that's being called, and it's most likely this connection. And it would require this person to walk away and know how to give and receive, listen to their emotions. But this person is doing the valiant thing, they think, it's like what everyone else is sort of going to say is that person's so noble, that person is actually doing the right thing. And so there could be a very, very, very strong belief of something here that is driven from, like I said, subconscious wounding that makes me now prove to me and everyone else, because I need everyone else's approval, especially, some validation that I didn't get a long time ago, that now is shown in my action that is completely misaligned. Because it's not listening to my feels. It's not listening to what I truly desire and what is going to be making me feel loved and nurtured and provided for my future. And so now I'm going to tell myself a fantasy instead of the truth, that I got to leave. I got to walk away, no matter how invested I was, no matter how great this Nanny Fran was for however many years. I got to leave that, and I have to say that's fine. It worked, but it's over. And that's the only way to have the new, because we can't accept the new when our hands are holding on to the past. This person's still hanging on to something here, but there's nothing there to hang on to. Like, Ash, what are we playing with Ash? There's nothing there. And so I sit there looking at the ash, looking at the damage. Like, do we sit there and look at the mold that happens in this house and just keep sitting there? Like, by the time the mold eats the whole house up, that's this tower. It's like right now it's flood water. The flood water eventually, gets up as high as it can, and then it dissipates. Who knows how long that takes? And then the drywall starts getting moldy. It's like, and I sit here and I wait. Look at the mold. It's eating away in Nanny Fran's place. No, like the sooner we get off this fence and be like, hey, rescue me. I guess this house, like I got to get building. Like, I get it. We don't want to lose this, but we can't do anything about this natural disaster. And I feel like there's something very natural here, a natural flow. And I don't know, maybe it was a natural disaster, but natural, like the death, like this relationship outran its course organically. Like something is no longer there. Like someone really did pass away. We really, like, the passing away keeps coming through for some of you guys, because I do feel like for some of you guys, this could be somebody who is a widower, and it's like, I'm a widower and all of my family is going to say, like, I must really have loved Fran because I didn't date and I didn't get married again. And so here I am honoring Fran. But it's the fantasy again, because it's like, what do you mean honoring Fran? Because inside myself, it's like I'm withholding any ability for me to be loved, for me to give love, for me to, engage in warmth and listen to my soul, like really listen to what I want. Because if I did what I really wanted, I wouldn't be like martyring myself to the Annie Fran memory. And so who are we proving? We're just sort of lying, being valiant somehow. So everyone can say, yeah, this person really loved Annie Fran. No. And the minute I start to move forward, that it means Annie Fran is dead, and I made it official. And I don't want to make that official, because I think this person, I don't feel that they're still emotionally tied to that story. Although, it is, the house maybe they grew up in, I don't know, a relationship of sorts that did have some sort of story to it with Saturn. I feel the bigger driver here, and this is what we're seeing, the bigger driver here is the subconscious. And the subconscious is the need to prove to, I don't know if it's self or everyone, I feel it is self, some sort of how noble I am, like I am this and I believe it. And if I'm not like that, because of my actions don't align with that thing, then I'm less than in some way. I'm not as strong. I'm not as looked at in a positive light, and I can't have that happen. So the realization though is like, I'm going to lose out. Like, I'm going to lose out on my opportunity here that was viable at some point in time, because either you've walked away or the opportunity is going to go silent or cold, or if it takes too long, like eventually the manifestation just dies out. And you're going to be done with this. You're going to walk away. You're going to be done with this. You're going to withhold and you're going to conclude this. But for some reason, this person thinks you're still not there yet, you know? So I don't know. Are they waiting for you to get there? They also feel like maybe they understand that they've hurt you in this process in some way, or that there was some form of, however they acted, it created you to do what you're doing, which is, okay, I guess I have no choice but to eventually accept that you're not detaching from nanny friend, you know? Like, I don't know. This, when we're in a denial here, or like in a fantasy or in a shadow, it's like the realizations are still like clouded. This is why this channeling is coming through clouded, because it's exactly the energy. It's like 7 cups and moon. Like, you can't get more clouded than this. There's nothing pointed here. There's like all of these different things. It's like, but do they ever dream of the one wand of the lovers that's actually aligned for them? Yeah, but it seems like it's in the distant here, but one of many of the options. But, you know, at the end of the day, the fear is louder. And so if I choose love and I listen to emotions, and if I were healed enough to give and receive, I'd be able to choose this thing. But because it's blocked here, it means I'm choosing the fear, and I'm getting in the way of, you know, my emotions here. And so it's 7 cups and moon. Fears and confusions, and not seeing clearly, and being in fantasy. So what's the outcome? If they just see you walk away, like, I don't know. It's not spirit. What's the outcome then? What does pilot number 3 need to know about this person's realizations? Where is this going to lead this person? Your person could certainly be athletic. Okay, they could play sports. They could have just like a slim physique here, or maybe be very, very built. Okay, they could be a runner or a gymnast, or I am seeing also karate is coming through. So I don't know, maybe they do martial arts. They could be a black belt. That's coming through for some of you guys. So what is the outcome then? Well, like, what's this person going to do? We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not available. I haven't made myself single. I have to be single in order to be available. I have to be in a position to provide here, and maybe I'm like financially stuck, or just practically stuck. I'm practically stuck in my situation. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. I can't give to the situation in a practical way, but we're choosing to give to another situation in a practical way. Yeah, 5 Pentacles. Look at this. The Pentacle City now is coming through. So it's all about, in the 3D world, it would require me to move, to invest, to do something with the Pentacle, move, be successful, justice, could talk about a marriage, divorce, 8 of Wands, move away, move, balance, 6 of Cups, soulmates, reconciliation, person, place, thing of the past, and the Knight of Wands and 5 of Wands. So this person, another layer here, okay? Their situation, because it is all of that shadowy stuff and it does tie in very layered, okay? But there is a practical element as well. Because if this person lives in that home, or like something about, you know, where they get their finances or their resources or something like this, it takes away from their ability to resourcefully, pentacly invest. They can't move towards you. They can't rent a place with you. They can't, I don't know, you know, energetically, practically, financially invest here. And that's the only way that this would really move, is like they'd have to make themselves available in that regard, or else it can't move and it can't be successful. And so this person is like, yeah, this will happen. This will happen. That's the pie in the sky again, the Hawaii fund, you know, that's asking for whatever I said, $25,000, and I have $17.31. It's going to happen. And they really feel it is going to happen here. It's going to happen when I move towards this thing. We will come together. It will be a happily ever after at one point in time. But right now, I'm too conflicted to move forward, to pursue it. There's too many things right now going on that I can't pursue it. Okay, 5 plus 1 is 6 wands. And 6 wands again is because what will everyone say of me? And I am still hung up with the ego, what I'm going to look like, what I'm telling myself is the honorable thing. And I'm in my mind choosing the thing that makes me look more successful, that I think is actually calling me to have victory in. So right now, the thing that I'm doing, which goes against this connection, I feel, by the way, is looking victorious. Everyone's going to celebrate, say how noble I am. And that's more important to me right now. But it's not that I'm choosing it consciously. It's more important because the fear of the subconscious, again, is like this drowning energy. The inner child needs this person to be approved, to look a certain way. They have to scratch that itch within them because it's a wound. And this wound is so grand that they can't listen to anything else. They can't even be logical, you know? And so the wound of the moon, of the subconscious, is like, I got to prove my identity, my image with this right action. And this right action is going against what feels good to me. And so I can't make myself available in the practical world. And the universe is like, hey, a pile 3 person. There's victory to be had here. You're going to have success if you move in this direction. But you have to integrate this moon energy, this shadow, this fear, this need to be seen in a certain way because you're the only one upkeeping this image and think that that's the only way that you'll be, that will fulfill something. If everyone says, yeah, you did the right thing, the noble thing, the moral thing. And so there's a lot of conflicting thoughts about moving towards you because it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be just. What would people say? But it's like, but at some point in time, when this moves forward, there's going to be, us coming together, us finding peace, us reconciling, and I can make peace with you. Okay, I don't know. And that you're like, I don't know, maybe like waiting for this person or beside this person, how Delulu is it? I don't know. Maybe you've told this person, when you get your shit together, I'll be here. I'll be waiting for you. And so they think, okay, when I have my shit together, I will. But the thing is, they're the ones that got to get their shit together. And like, that's why the page of Pentacle came up first, because it's like, it's already in front of them to get together, like to get it together. Like they just got to do, like, be out of the shadow, because right now they're actually like subconsciously choosing to stay in the 5 Pentacle, because 5 Pentacle is always a choice. We could say, I'm not going to sit here and just be like, I guess there's nothing I can do. Meanwhile, it's like, what do you mean? You keep giving your $5 to the Bahama Fund. Like by now you probably would have had like $40,000 by the time they took, but they were doing this Bahama Fund thing. And then when they were trying to save for Hawaii, like again, it whatever they were doing was not in line with the thing, because the shadowy fear was like driving these actions. And as long as I keep giving to the Bahama Fund, I won't have enough the resources to give to the Hawaii Fund, which is you, and have success here. But eventually I'll go to Hawaii with the children, right? When? We got to heal this wound. Now, we can't be too concerned with what other people are going to think, or like me having this image to upkeep, me being celebrated by everyone for being victorious and for doing the right decision, because I might be the only one that thinks this is right. And then I'll be like 90 years old, completely with no one, feeling unloved. I betrayed my own emotions, all for some pentacle thing and some subconscious wounding that made me need approval or be validated. I feel like this person is also, the wound is coming through. Wow, this is a long channel, but the wound of allowing themselves to know that they're worthy of love, and this one's a sad one, because deeper than that wound of the image, it's like, I am doing all this and choosing this in some way, even though it's not a conscious choice because it's the subconscious, because deep down, I don't feel I'm worthy to fulfill my emotional happiness like everyone else. And that's sad, because this person is sacrificing their emotional happiness, softness, warmth, compassion, like the Queen of Cups is willing to give to this person, the Empress, like they're able to receive, and they're listening to this other shadowy part, because look, self-compassion. And I feel this person is worthy of like receiving and giving this to themselves. Valorization of self. It's like, I'm choosing to that thing, rather than the emotional fulfillment part of it. And then I'm going to be so empty handed, because what do you get at the end of the day? People pat you on the back and say, that was great, but then they go home and you're left there looking at the mold with nothing but the unhealthy situation. The house burnt down. And you're like, it was such a great home. It was my family home. I can't rebuild here, or I can't rebuild. It won't be the same. So I'm just going to keep this lot open as ash, because I don't want to rebuild another home that won't be the same. It's like you keep paying property tax on the lot. It's like, why don't you just build a home there? Like, you can't make your family home pop up again. No. But if I build a home here, it's like, it'll make it official. So I'm just going to keep the lot with all the ash and all the rubble and say that was my family home, Like, it's not making sense. Anyway, this is as best as I could channel this thing. I love you guys very much. It sounds very challenging. I'm going to go have some tea, and I love you very much. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye.